Did IGN review this? Everybody's saying like it's good, at least, I think. Let's see, IGN. I think I saw that they reviewed it, right? Okay, yeah, they did review it.
I love noir. I'll take all...
Okay, starting off interesting, but alright. So this is apparently the review for Mouse PI for Hire. We just played like a little bit of the beginning of the game. So far, I fucking loved it. I kind of want to see what people are saying about it. I heard people complaining about IGN, although I don't know what they actually said. I have no idea context of anything. So let's just get into what they said. Again, I think it's a great game.
I love noir. I'll take all kinds. The hard-boiled detective, the seedy crime story, neo-noir, classic pulp, you name it, I'm buying.
Okay.
So when Mouse PI for Hire sauntered onto my screen the way Olsen walks into Rick's in Casablanca, I was pretty excited about it. But noir isn't just an aesthetic to be thrown on like an old coat as you're leaving your office at the behest of a leggy blonde. While Mouse PI...
So this is like what I was saying before. I don't think this... And after playing it, I can kind of confirm this game doesn't only lean on its aesthetic. There's actual fun to be had. I had a great time playing it. I'm just really bad at games, but I had a great time playing it. It seems like the story is kind of cool. It also seems like the I really like the lockpicking minigame or the tail picking minigame. And it just seems like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
for Hire clearly understands the style and tropes of classic noir films and novels, as well as 1930s cartoons more broadly. It doesn't seem to get why those things are there or how they're used to tell compelling stories. By fusing a hard-boiled detective... While Mouse PI for Hire clearly understands the style and tropes of classic noir films and novels, as well as 1930s cartoons more broadly, it doesn't...
Okay, so it understands the classic tropes and the style.
To get why those...
So is this the game is all style, no substance? Because that's the exact opposite of what I've been saying about this game.
Things are there, or how they're used to tell compelling stories. By fusing a hard-boiled detective mystery with a fast, retro-styled FPS, developer Fumi Games has made a shooter that is thematically incoherent, with the apparent aspirations of its story contradicted at every point by the actual action. With all the Steam libraries and all...
I don't know, I thought the action was pretty good. I thought the action was really fun. It was a good blend, I think, of range, melee, explosives. Even here you can see like the armor. I wasn't expecting there to be armor. I thought it was going to be a straightforward, like, once your health hits 0, you're dead, not the, oh, you can have shield and armor packs and stuff. So it's a little deeper than I expected, especially from, I think this is a really small studio.
The PCs in all the world, Mouse PI for Hire walked into mine, and I wish I liked it more than I do.
It's over. You got nowhere left to run.
So what if we... Obviously starting off on a super negative point right here, but what did we hate about this? Because I did this part. This part was fun. I thought the style was great, and obviously he's not knocking the style, at least yet, unless he goes back on that, but I don't anticipate that. But it's trying to go for this college essay version of just saying it's all style, no substance, is what I'm getting from this.
I run toward the dream! A bright future ruled by big mice!
Mouse follows Jack Pepper, a private eye in a world where everyone is a mouse, after Wanda Fuller from the Mouseburg Herald sets him on the case of a missing magician.
I can give you more than a crumb, Jack. I can give you a magician.
As you'd expect, that spirals into a much bigger conspiracy that includes an attempt on a mayoral
That's who we're going to meet next.
And
we didn't get that far in,
mouse violence as
I like
bigger
it.
mice oppress the smaller shrews.
My buddy got nabbed for just being a shrew!
Same as it ever was.
Oh, so the little guys were shrews. They weren't just like little mice. Okay.
Even in Mouseburg. And the requisite twists and turns you'd expect from any good detective story make this tale solid enough.
I was in too deep. Way deeper than I signed up for.
What bothers me, however, is how overly referential so much of it is. The world is full of mice, so everything is about cheese. Everything.
Okay.
A bad guy? He's a cheeselegger.
I don't know. I read the fucking newspaper. I thought the whole cheeselegger and the way they tied it into how actual bootleggers became NASCAR drivers and street racers I thought that was kind of clever. I thought it was cute.
These cheeseleggers in on the shrew racket.
Run into a lady mouse with a sultry voice. It'll be described as
Gorgonzola picante slapped on a mozzarella platter.
someone need to assure you they're telling the truth.
Swear on my mama's cottage curds.
This is charming initially, then it never stops. Everything is a reference to the fact that everyone is a mouse and mice like cheese, and
What do you want them to do? Do you want them to like reference human shit? It's a mouse-based game. Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be referential in the beginning and then just to nix it. I would expect it to keep on theme, and from what it sounds like, it does, and I think that's great.
when it's not, instead it'll be a reference to an old cartoon, or the fact that this is a video game.
When you jump, just act like you didn't.
I should have probably guessed the former when one of the first things I saw was a steamboat named Willie, but at least
Really?
that and the reference-heavy power-ups are cute.
A Popeye reference. Love it. Steamboat Willie reference. Fucking love it. How can you not find that charming?
Constant callbacks to classic films or other video games? Not so much. And it doesn't end there. A boss fight in the sewers? It's a literal alligator because of course it is. If you're looking for the cheese-liking foreman, Jack will quip that he doesn't look like much of a boss,
More like a mini-boss.
and then laugh at his own joke. The voice actors, led by Troy Baker, do an admirable job with what they have, but nothing in Mouseburg is allowed to just be. It has to be a mouse reference, or a literally cheesy one-liner.
Again, what do you want it to be? The point that they could be making is they could just be like a regular world and not be self-referential, not talk about cheese, not talk about mice, not talk about video games, not talk about any of that. But I think it adds to it. I don't think it takes away from it.
Cheddar, what's wrong with Gouda?
No good if you broke, Jack.
Or a reference to something else.
Ticket seller, I'm going on a perilous journey, so I need your strongest tickets.
It's hard to care about anything in Mouse PI for Hire because it never stops making jokes about everything.
Here's Jacko.
It just wants to remind you of other better things. Surely that's enough, right?
Time to
So when did we become super critical of Easter eggs and references? From what I've been sold is that everyone, or at least most people, enjoy that shit.
find someone higher up and squeeze until they suck.
At least the shooting is better. This is the latest in a wave of boomer shooters inspired by old school FPSs like Doom or Quake, and it's a decent one at that.
I think
you start
it's
with
good.
a pistol in Jack's fists, but you'll soon acquire a shotgun, dynamite, a James gun, which is just a Tommy gun, and more unique stuff like the Devarnisher,
Again,
which shoots
like
what
a
looks
cool
like
little
Elmer's glue
joke.
that melts the flesh from your enemy's bones, leaving only a skeleton. Throw in
Okay, that's funny.
stuff like a double jump, dash, spinning tail for hovering, and a slide, and Jack's got some stylish moves when the bad guys show up. This
Okay,
ain't
so
Quake.
what I'm hearing is we went from college essay introduction of all style, no substance, to the combat's actually kind of deep. They have cool moves. There's cool. They didn't even get into the upgrades or any of the other stuff. But from what I'm hearing is, oh, the story's just a little bit generic and it's self-referential. So, it's a game. It's not a fucking movie.
But it does feel good. It doesn't hurt that all of it, from reload animations to random conversations, is rendered in an absolutely gorgeous black and white mix of sprite work and 3D models. The world
Yes, it looks amazing. And it plays fun. Like, it's a fun game.
building may be thin, but Mouse PI for Hire is still dressed to the nines. Even here, though, I have issues. Weapons can feel weak, especially the shotgun. It's got the audio kick of a pop gun, and there's a strange disconnect to seeing something that sounds like a
Okay, but hear me out on this. If the shotgun was more powerful and it was one-shotting people, left and right if you were within a certain range, you would be the same fuckstick who'd be complaining that it was one-shotting, the game was too easy, if you just want to, there's no replayability, because why would you choose anything but the shotgun? You see where I'm going with this? It's called balancing.
kid's toy blow off some poor mouse's head as you paint the white of the world with black ichor that spews from his neck.
Yeah, that's fucking funny. You remember humor? Haha. Probably experienced it back when you were a child.
And Enemies mostly come out of doors marked with a skull that you can't enter, robbing these areas of anything remotely resembling a sense of place. Levels also really like to pull the "we're gonna lock you in a room and throw baddies at you until they're dead or you are" shtick, a little too much for my taste. None of this is game-breaking. The combat is fundamentally good enough to carry you to the end of the roughly 12.
It's a style of game, and I can see not liking that style where they cycle in enemies like that. I don't hate it. I honestly don't feel either way about it. But it's the style they chose. It's the style of the enemy spawning that they chose. Instead of just you walk into a room and that's the amount of enemies that are in there.
That's never quite bad enough to leave. And at least on the normal difficulty, health items are so generous there's rarely a challenge. Like any good boomer shooter, there are plenty of secrets to find: newspapers, weapon upgrade schematics, baseball cards, and so on. Fragile walls to blow up, and even locked safes to open with your tail.
So we're gonna... Again, I'll reiterate, we started off with the premise of it's all style, no substance. And then we go into the fact that the combat is deep, the fact that maybe the story is shallow, but which adds to that point, but it's taken away from the fact that the combat has been undeniably deeper than at least this person was expecting. Also, the fact that there's things to find. There's mini games like this lockpicking thing, which I think is actually pretty fucking dope. I think it's cool. And there's lore. It's not as lore heavy as, let's say, like a Dark Souls game where you find like a random piece of paper or a random item and then it has like all this huge lore about like the game or where it came from or about some character in the game. But it's not that type of game. It's a first-person shooter that they added a bunch of shit into it to make it feel like it stands out. And honestly, I think it worked. I mean, I haven't played that much of the game, but I think it fucking worked. And to say that it's all style and no substance, I think is asinine, to say the least.
Which pulls double duty as a lockpick. Some of these locks are on a time limit, or must be solved in a limited number of moves, and you only get one shot at the good stuff they hold. Others are so easy you could probably solve them by letting an actual mouse run across your keyboard.
They're supposed to be. Some of them are supposed to be easy. If you're just gonna like have like a loot of cash that you're gonna take, like, yeah, that's going to be easy. Or if it's a weapons upgrade that the game wants you to find, yeah, it's going to be easier than one that maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something that should be hard to get and it's not necessary technically for the game, so they make it hard to get. But then when you see that someone else got it, oh, on my next playthrough, I'm going to make sure that I get that box open.
Once you're done with the level, it's back to the hub, which encompasses Jack's office, the local bar, store, weapon upgrade shop, and so on. My favorite thing here is the baseball card minigame you can play at the bar. You'll switch.
There's a minigame with how are we sticking with the premise that it's all style, no substance, like we said in the beginning? Because honestly, for the past, I mean, this video's been going for 5.5 minutes. For the past 5, maybe I'll be generous and say 4.5 minutes, it's been all substance.
Between pitching and being at bat, and
it just so happens to have like a fucking killer style.
The cards in your hand, players and abilities, to try to score as many runs as you can. It's fun.
Like, this is dope.
What I like less is the whole being a detective thing, mostly because I never actually got to do it. Any clues you find will be pinned to Jack's caseboard, and once you get them there, Jack will just intuit where to go. No work.
So, how would you design a game to be better? I'm being serious. Would you rather, like, you have to take the clues and manually connect them? Or, you know, the fact that this is, first and foremost, a first-person shooter game, it's a boomer shooter, it's not like Blueprints or something where you have to sit there and figure out puzzles. It's not a puzzle game.
On your part,
if you want puzzle games, there's plenty of fucking puzzle games to play. Jesus.
required. What's the point of being a gumshoe if all the answers are handed right to me?
Better check it out.
That brings me to one of my major problems with Mouse PI for Hire. Look, I hate to be that guy who brings up ludonarrative dissonance in a video game review in the year of our Lord 2026, and if you're rolling your eyes right now, I can't blame you, but it's an actual issue here. Jack Pepper is a PI who kills more people in a single mission than Philip Marlowe has in every book Raymond Chandler ever wrote combined. I don't care how corrupt the cops are. A private detective can't break into a police station and slaughter.
It's a game. It's a boomer shooter game. I'm sorry. What is this criticism? I'm starting to see why people are fucking pissed. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Are we just padding time? Like, are we just padding time until he says, oh, it's like an 8 out of 10. It's got some really cool bits. It's got a really cool style. It's got some good action. It's got some good combat. And we're just trying to find gripes? Or are we actually fucking serious? Because if we're serious, this is stupider than the initial point. It's a game about shooting mice. Let me put it this way. If you're going to make it realistic, if you were a private investigator and you killed a bunch of fucking mice, that's not a crime. How's that for fucking realism?
His day. In one particular...
Oh, and get this. Mice can't hold guns. Boom. I mean,
nonsensical scenario, Jack inadvertently burns down an opera house to save a guy running for mayor, and he ends up fighting an opera singer and shoots her? Is she dead?
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
Did I just kill an actress for being angry I burned down her workplace? If I didn't, have I left her alive and unconscious?
What if she's really cool shot, but what if she's connected to the big bad boss somehow, and I haven't played a lot of the game, so I don't know character names, but what if she's connected to the big bad somehow and she's a criminal too? Would that make it okay? Like, I don't get the whole realistic angle we're trying to take here.
Conscious inside a burning building?
Well, Billy Stone did get blown to Kingdom Come.
Mouse PI for Hire doesn't tell me, and it doesn't seem to care either way.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
None of this is to say that noir cannot or should not be violent, but the violence usually has a purpose. Much of Elliot Chase's seminal novel Black Wings Has My Angel is about robbing an armory.
It is in a noir style. It does not have to follow the tropes and rules of noir films. Or it might do that, and it might just not follow the tropes and decisions made by your favorite particular noir film. It's its own thing. It's blending a lot of things, and I think it does it pretty damn well.
Car, but the book builds to that. It's a big deal when it finally happens, and the characters have to reckon with the fallout once it does. Jack Pepper, on the other hand, is a walking catastrophe, and nobody in Mouseburg seems to care. He largely gets to...
Like, I don't want it to seem like I'm just arguing with this guy because I know the internet doesn't like this review specifically for some reason. I'm starting to see why. But the points he's making are either for padding time, or if he's actually serious. This is kind of a sad review. This isn't even a review of the game. It's a review of the movie that the game represents. I don't know.
Go about his business and is portrayed as a down-on-his-luck everyman PI, like the characters who inspired.
Because the actual gameplay that he's talking about, the actual shooting, the enemy spawning and everything, there were points made there, but then we're gonna like encompass it in this idea that it's all style but no substance, and then we're gonna go all in on all the substance, say that a lot of it is good, some of it maybe not your cup of tea, and then say the style's great, but it also doesn't follow this specific rule. Like, it doesn't make any sense as a vector point of the argument he's making.
When he is, at best, a mass murderer.
You implying something, Mr. Pepper?
Me? Imply? Never. I just connect the dots.
Does that make for a more fun video game? Maybe. But it's bad noir and a...
Okay, you just told on yourself a little bit there. We need this game to be a good noir story first, and then a good video game second. I think this is a problem that's created by games like The Last of Us, where games just became art form media pieces, not just fun games. And this is trying to be a fun game. Yeah, it has some stylistic direction to it, and it's all really cool, but we should judge it on it being a game, not it trying to be a movie, which it's not. You're just trying to make it into that because that's what a lot of games have been doing.
Worst detective tale. In the story as Mouse PI for Hire reference,
Like maybe it's a bad detective tale, but it's a fun shooter, and that's what all it has to do to be a fun game.
violence is an unfortunate but unavoidable part of the human experience that shatters the people it touches. Here, it's just entertainment, and that weakens the whole...
It's a game. Are we not aware that it's a fucking game?
whole concept. But Will, you might say, this is a...
I'm getting angrier and angrier at this fucking review. I don't know. I didn't expect to be this upset. I thought it was clickbait. I thought the internet was like over exaggerating, but I think we're forgetting what we're actually doing here. You review games, not movies, not stories. I mean, a game could have a good game. Having a good story is a really good game. A good game with a mediocre story is still a good game. A bad game with a good story is still a fucking bad game. If you want to write movies and TV, write movies and TV.
This guy a week on the job as chief of police in Mouseburg would be the safest city in the world because nobody would be left alive to commit crimes in the first place. It's hard to buy into Jack
I'm gonna leave that there.
as the regular guy who needs to gather evidence. I'm told he is when he just wiped out the local police department.
Okay, so there's only like a minute left of this video. Again, it's a game. It doesn't have any real world consequences. Like, I think we're really, really hammering home this idea that it's supposed to be one thing and then it actually is another. Is the most basic boiled down version of that.
Yet Mouse PI for Hire nails the aesthetics of both the 1930s cartoons and the detective stories that inspired it. And it's also an amusing boomer shooter that largely feels good as you're playing it. But its haphazard marriage of noir storytelling tropes and shooter gameplay are often at odds with each other in uncomfortable ways that weaken both aspects. And the writing is so busy making references to other things that it's actually painful to sit through at times. This FPS is solid enough if you just want to blast some cartoon mice and not think about it too hard. But once you do, all you'll see are the seams where disparate ideas have been fused together.
I'm sorry. A 6? Coming from the exact same company that gave Dragon Age the Veilguard a 9, that gave Concord, that had to refund people's money because it was so fucking bad and should be kept alive as a cautionary tale to anybody trying to get into game development. They gave that an 8. I forget what they gave Highguard. It may have been an 8. Who gave this review?
And no trench coat can hide the stink of that moldy cheese. For more, check out our reviews of
Okay. No trench coat or hot steak of bad moldy cheese. So it's not cool if they make a self-referential joke, but it's cool if you make a little joke at the end about cheese, but it's annoying when they do it. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I like the top comment. Waiter, my cartoon is too cartoony. That's hilarious. Let's read some of these. This dude 100% asks for his toilet's consent before he sits. Oh man, the internet's undefeated, dude. It's the kind of guy who thinks mayonnaise is too spicy. Yeah, I don't know what that has. Antidepressants, I don't know what that has to do with it. Although, actually, I do, because dude didn't understand that funny is funny. Like, jokes are jokes, dude. Weapons can feel weak, especially shotgun. Only shows clips of him easily shooting everything with it. Yeah, heads were popping off. The studio didn't pay us 6 out of 10. Honestly, well, that was really fun. If you guys want to catch more stuff like that, live reactions to shit, live gameplay, live reviews, anything like that, you can find it on both Kick and now Twitch. Both platforms are the same username, IrkenArcade, and yeah, it's been a really good time. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Hope you enjoyed.